disgraces.
So the disgraces have been wrapped, so that was them. So moving on to the graces.
So the good things of 2020. Good things we're alive. That's one thing.
If you want to get like baseline,
We're like I'm very, very, very grateful for that. I am grateful that death did not knock at the door of anybody that I know or love personally. So I'm like really grateful that God really came through.
Yeah.
And I think I'm grateful that I made it this far, and I'm grateful for where I am in my personal life. Like in the first video, I was like so shy to say it, but like I'm grateful for like all the accomplishments that I've had this year.
Philomena has accomplished amazing things. Actually, to be fair, she's accomplished most of the things that she was intentioned to accomplish this year.
So the year of execution did really come through.
Yeah, exactly.
This year, it just didn't come through with the exact plans that I want.
Exactly.
Kind of thing, and my results were not always great, but I did it. And I feel like that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Kind of yeah, exactly.
So I would be like, that's like a pat on my back for me.
Yeah.
And I don't say it a lot because it's not a me thing, but I'm really proud of myself. So
she does not linger on the best things. Oh wait, we said this in the last video too. She doesn't really she doesn't focus on like the best things, but she also doesn't focus on the bad things. Yeah. So she's very ambivalent at any given point. You know what I mean? So she's she's
very like,
she's like, oh, it happened. Let's move on, like on to the next kind of thing, you know?
But that's, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because like when the worst thing happens, like I deal with it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't dwell too much, kind of thing.
She don't linger.
But it's like also the worst thing because I don't give myself enough credit sometimes.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for. Because I'd be forcing her to celebrate things.
Yeah,
you got to take your little happinesses.
That'll be it for me.
Yeah, she did great this year.
Yeah.
I just survived, and I'm okay with that. Like, I've come to the conclusion that
even more than this, just survive.
No, I just survived this year. I haven't done anything, and I'm not saying it, and it's really not a bad thing. Like, I know it sounds like
that's why it's part of the grace.
It sounds crazy, but like, and I'm, you know what? Even to add on to the grace, like, there's a grace in me being able to say that all I did this year was survive the year and still be like so content with that.
Yeah,
and still be so
like
happy.
You're happy. You're not depressed. You're
exactly.
Not
like I'm not. Well, I mean,
clinically,
not clinically. Nope, not that. Never that.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I just survived, but I'm very grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this year. A really good grace was that people had more of an attitude of gratitude. So people were able to see that just like a lot of people got confronted with like just mortality and like how short life is and how like anything, because coronavirus and any of the, well, really like any sickness or your health, it's an equalizer for a lot of people. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter, you know, what sex you are. It will, if it's coming for you, it's coming for you.
Yeah.
So I think that it kind of equalized a lot of like the playing field for a lot of people, and it put a lot of things in perspective for people. So it was, so a lot of people were able to approach just the smaller things in life that they maybe didn't really linger on, and they maybe perhaps took for granted. And they were able to look at those things with a little bit more, you know, gratitude in their eyes. And I think that that's a beautiful thing, just at any time, but especially this year where it was so hard for you to find the things that were good. That was like a beautiful thing that I think
it was nice to see it too.
Yeah,
it was definitely nice to see it. I mean, all of it was probably me seeing it through social media, but it was definitely nice to see people be grateful.
Exactly, and people just helping each other out.
That's very true.
Yeah, all of the charitability this year, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And I hope that we continue it. Like I hope that spirit continues on.
Exactly. You don't always need a reason to be charitable. Like sometimes you can just do it because it's in your heart. You know, like. If God's been so good to you and has given you more than enough and your cup is flowing over, then, you know, there shouldn't be a reason for you to want to, you know, share that with others.
I will share my bank details if something's touching your heart.
A GoFundMe.
Just so positive.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
No, all jokes aside, it was definitely like, it made me smile a lot when I saw people just do kind things on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like the internet can be sometimes it can be a dark place sometimes,
Yes.
So it's nice when that one little flashlight just pokes through and it like it makes everything shine brighter.
Yeah,
kind
it
of
does.
thing. So that was really nice to see, and yeah, and also I liked seeing a lot of what's it called? A lot of people own themselves actually, but a lot of people started like new things.
Oh, yeah.
And
no, my issue was not starting your new
yeah,
thing.
I
My
know that's
issue
not
was
what
you
your
starting
issue
your
is.
new thing
And then rubbing it in
attacking
people's
for-
faces.
Don't do
So
that.
that was also nice to see people like find their like little things that they were excited about. That
Yeah,
they would have never
exactly.
ever in a million years thought to do.
Yeah.
But 2020 made them actually do it.
Yeah, maybe it gave them an opportunity to
You know,
to do so.
The time, because I feel like time is one of those things where we take for granted. So having that, almost like getting that back, because now you're just stuck at home. So now getting that back, and then like if you found use for it, like great, because a lot of people didn't have that. A lot of people who wanted to start on like other hobbies and other like other things that they wanted to do, like you're working 9 to 5, you come home, you're tired, you have to feed the kids, you have to do this and the third kind of thing, you have to study, you have to do so many things during the day. But like quarantine gave a lot of people the opportunity to like
to take a beat, and to realize like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Like I'm in here because people are out here dying and I'm still alive. So therefore, you realize life is but an instant.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like took the bull by the horns,
and they
owned it. Yeah. And people created some beautiful things this year. Like a lot of things. I think it's crazy because like I think just like artistically this rings true like at any time. But like from a lot of pain and suffering comes a lot of beauty. And I think that this year has really represented that with like even from just like the Black Lives Matter and everything like that. Like none of that wouldn't have been as as pushed this year if there hadn't been a lot of pain and and suffering that had started at first, or even just and from like the quarantine, like a lot of people they mended their relationships because they were in the house with their people. Like there's just this year it brought a lot. I think it was a good year for people's like reflection.
And even like just to go back to like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, the flip side of it was also getting to see non-Black people take our sides. And then stand regardless of how they would have been looked at. Kind of thing. And just be fearless in how like they supported us. Exactly. That was also very beautiful to see. And
I loved it. People connecting their family members. I'm like,
yes, exactly. Yes. Like there was some people disowning their parents.
And I'm okay. I was so okay with that. I was like, you need them in your life.
It was nice. It was nice to see them take a stand and take, in my opinion, the right stand.
Yeah. So. I mean, of course, there was also a lot of performative allyship and performative activism.
This is the grace part. We're gonna try to believe that if you're doing this, you're doing it for the right reason.
Exactly. But just know that if you are doing it for the wrong reason, we know.
That's between you and God. God knows your heart, kind of thing. I mean, if you believe.
And so do I, because I can see you.
For what you truly are.
Exactly. I see you. I see you, honey. And so does everybody else. Like, you're easily clocked, so don't even try to lie. Just don't. But yeah, so I would say that those were a few of the graces for this year. And then I think just having the opportunity to go into next year more equipped.
Yes. With no more unprecedented time.
Exactly. Now it's precedented.
Now we've seen examples. We've seen how bad it can get. And we also know that it could even get worse.
Yeah. No matter how many waves we go through, like at this point, we know what brings the numbers down. We know what brings them up. We know what we should and shouldn't be doing. Like, it's just, we know now. So it's no longer unprecedented. We know. Yeah. They're precedented, okay? They're being precedented.
Oh my gosh, not to even go back to negative things, but you know another piss take? Personally, for me, I have 2 of them. Just to, like, rewind. Piss take number 1 was the hailstorm.
Oh, yeah!
The hailstorm! I completely forgot about that. Because it's like, I'm so used to my car now. Kind of thing. But that was really...
And I'm back again!
That was like a squeak.
I know.
Okay. So we've talked about the good things of 2020. We're just grateful to be alive, honestly. It's not much, but it's a lot. That doesn't make any sense. It's not much, but it's a lot. But, like, I don't know, 2020... Tell us what you guys think about how 2020 has been for you. Because I feel like everybody has, like, their own different and unique is the same thing. Unique perspective of, like, how 2020 was.
Yeah, for some people it was great. For some people it wasn't. For some people they just really... It honestly was not... For some people they didn't really notice a change.
That's true. Remember, like, how in church when people would do, like, when we would go to youth and they would be like, tell us one good thing that happened during your week. Yeah. I think so. This should be like, tell us one good thing that happened during 2020. Yeah. In the comment section, just one good thing. Yeah. Just because I feel like sometimes we dwell too much on the negative things.
That we're not even able to look at.
And not even just youth. I think I do it at work too. Every Friday when we have our huddle meetings, we just say one good thing that happened during the week. It's kind of nice if you don't even have to comment it. Just like write it down somewhere in your journal, in your notebook, or stuff like that. Just so you remind yourself of like, yes, 2020 has been bad, but it's like there are good things. You just kind of have to remind yourself more frequently. Yeah. Because just we're humans. Like the bad things just seem to stick more. They do. Kind of thing. Like we were joking about this, but I was telling Karen how our first video got 1 like. Kind of thing. She did this whole dramatic.
No, I got 1 dislike.
1 dislike. Sorry, not 1 like. 1 dislike kind of thing. And it's just like for some reason, like that's the first. I noticed that before I noticed the likes. Or before I noticed like anything else, kind of.
Yeah, before we noticed that however many people had seen it,
kind of thing, or even like the feedback that I got from like from like the people DMing me or telling me, oh, you liked it, or blah 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 blah, kind of thing. But like that for some reason stuck in my head. It's not. I'm over it now, kind of thing. It's not like I was even upset about it. It was just kind of like who did I piss off, kind of thing. It's just one of those things where it's like,
who are you?
Who are you to this? Like, but it's just one of those things. Where it's just a prime example of like we're just humans. Like we end up like focusing on negative things way too much.
Yes, we do.
Kind of thing, and it's like you're not wrong for like. It's just you're not wrong for like wanting to do it, but you just kind of have to break the habit of like always looking for like a negative thing. Essentially.
Yeah, don't go seeking it, and when you do find something that's negative, don't linger on it. That's the biggest thing. Like it's okay for you to feel the way that you feel, and you're completely justified in feeling that way.
Yeah,
but it's not okay for you to linger on that emotion because it's just going to affect the way that you,
and it manifests into so many other like bad things.
Exactly. And you don't want it to fester and then turn into something that's
you're bitter. And bitter people are just not.
This is the last setting change, but we've been trying to wrap this video up, but the card keeps getting full because we talk a lot. But basically, those are all of the disses and the graces for this year. So altogether, it was the year of disgrace. Ta-da. Da-da. Which is...
We don't know what next year's going to be, though.
Yeah, I think the next year is actually going to be really good because we understand a little bit more how to deal with this coronavirus thing. So I don't even think that can really be used as like an excuse anymore. I think next year we're going to be...
It can still be used as an excuse because people...
Well, things are still going to be different. Like you can't go to school normally, you can't go out, like all that stuff. And there's going to be waves, and now with the vaccine, we're going to have a lot of new stuff happening.
That's if people take it.
That's if people are... Yeah, people... Well, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for even clicking on this video and for sticking around with us and for joining us on this journey. And seriously, we did not expect any of this. I legitimately thought there was going to be 3 people watching, so I'm just happy that there's even anybody that is.
And for everybody who's giving like positive feedback period.
Yeah.
Basically, the friends that I forced to watch. Thank you.
I'm completely okay with that. I have no shame in my game.
Honestly. But yeah. Okay, so we'll catch you like in the next video.
We'll catch you guys next year. How was that 1? Your whole life. Okay, sorry if the setting changed, but we had to do some change. So moving around. And I'm eating chips because I'm starving. Are you gonna take me out to dinner? Huh? I look all pretty and she won't take me out.